Our veteran actor John Kani has been honored with the Pragnell Shakespeare Award in the United Kingdom. The Shakespeare Institute gave it to him for his play Kunene and the King this past weekend. Well, he joins us now in studio. Good evening, Ntate Kani. It's always a pleasure having you in that seat to talk about yet another one of your accomplishments. Before we get into it, do you get to a point where it doesn't move you, the accolades, the awards, because it's like, oh, it's another one?
Never, never. I mean, actors are egotistical. Artists want to be appreciated. We don't want people to mob us in shopping malls, but when they don't, we get worried. We don't want people to be asking for autographs, and then when they just walk past you, you say, it's me. We feed on it, and that's what somehow we need to control so that it doesn't get so big that your head doesn't fit. So you always have to be conscious of the fact that you're serving people and they appreciate. I was walking at Maponya Mall and Lomama just came over to me and says, "Hello, Babukan." I'm fine. Can I shake your hand? I said, of course. And then she looks at me and she says, why are you accessible? I'm a bit confused because it's my age. She said no, because abanye siyasaba to greet them because it looks like we're disturbing them, we're invading their space. The point is, when we don't, they don't sleep that night. They get to the publicist and says, what can we do to bring this thing on me again?
So how does this particular award make you feel? Does it make you feel like I'm still in the game, I'm still in the game, baby?
You've said it, my dear. You said it, Cathy. I'm still hot and I'm still ticking and I still matter. I wrote a play in 2019, actually, which is Kunene and the King, celebrating
25 years
of our democracy. There's two characters played by Sir Anthony Shea and Dr. John Kani. Sir Anthony Shea is a white South African classical actor. He's going to do King Lear, but he's dying of liver cancer. He needs someone to look after him. And then I come in as the nurse, a retired oncology nursing sister in high care from Charlotte Maxeke. The collision in that house, that we're going to live in his house, and I am the person he's looking for, but he's also learning his lines to study for King Lear, which is an incredibly Shakespeare play. So the Royal Shakespeare Company produced it. 2020, we were in London, running in the West End, stopped, of course, by COVID-19. This year is the Royal Shakespeare Company celebrates 60 years of its existence. Now, The Guardian looked over the 60 years and chose 10 plays that were the highlights of that 60 years. Kunene and the King was in that 10 highlights. And I was just over the moon. They've done great work all their lives. And then I get this call or email from the artistic director of the Royal Shakespeare that the Shakespeare Institute, through the Pragnell Shakespeare Award, every year on Shakespeare's birthday, they honor an individual whose lifetime contribution to the advancement of Shakespeare and the English language, not just in the UK, but all over the world. So we are honored to present the award to Dr. John Kani from Johannesburg. I thought, oh, hold it. I've just been enjoying the best 10 plays. Now it was incredible. So I call a friend of mine, Albie James. I says, Albie, I see the names. You should see the list. This is the 21st time. I'm 2021. The list there is Lord so-and-so, Sir so-and-so, Dame so-and-so, Duchess so-and-so, Peer so-and-so.
Competition was tight.
Wow. And then you come in the bottom, this guy from New Brighton. And he suddenly comes up and that the award goes to. It's unbelievably an honor to be recognized. And then my friend in England, he's Albie James, West Indian origin, he said, do you realize you are the first black person ever since 1990 to be honored with this Pragnell Shakespeare Award? You're the first. So we are so happy and celebrating you here in the United Kingdom because this might open up for us as well.
It's absolutely phenomenal. And did you find that you had greater attachment and meaning to this award given the input that you had in the script of Kunene and the King?
Absolutely. My whole life. I mean, in 1954, I was 11. My Mrs. Nzingo, Mem Tisharawam, he read a sonnet for us. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? And now you know during those days, if you couldn't quote Shakespeare in a speech, you were not regarded as very learned or very educated. 1959, I did Julius Caesar isiXhosa. So I said in the speech I made that when I finally got the English version, I felt that the Xhosa version was much more stronger than the English version. And then I did, of course, Hamlet, and I did The Tempest. And now I did Coriolanus as a movie in Serbia with Ray Fiennes. So I have been involved in Shakespeare. It is that input, is that work in Shakespeare, which culminated, of course, with me using King Lear in this play that I've written, which is now taking the world by storm. So I'm being honored for that.
You seem to get it right, whether it's on screen, whether it's on stage, behind the scenes as a playwright. And I just wonder, you know, is there a particular formula that you use? How are you successful at all of these things?
I begin from a point of honesty. Every work I've done has to speak to me personally. I have to understand why am I doing it. I've turned down a lot. I'm known out there in the industry, nah, he won't do it, nah, it's not going to be available. I only do work that I truly believe will enhance my reputation, my craft, will take me to another level in the industry, will give me a much bigger and stronger exposure. I don't do it because I'm hungry. Bless me. My wife looks after me very well, Umandi. She takes care of that part of my life. But the important thing for me is I choose work, and I'm very, very selective. I was offered $3 million to do a movie, and I read the scripts. I said, I'm not doing this. I'm playing some puppet, African puppet, who's controlled by the West and his anti-African leadership. I said no to the role. But when I find that this role speaks greatly of Africa's humanity, I don't do something that abuses women or children. I don't play a boy. I don't care how much you offer me. You've got to treat me with dignity. And that's why the things I get involved in are like predestined that they're going to be successful.
Did it take you a long time to get to that point? Because I can imagine many other aspirant actors or people at home are thinking it's a privileged position to turn down $3 million US, but you don't necessarily turn it down because it's sitting there in your bank account and you've got nothing better to do with it. Why do you do it?
Because it is important that I always say, my phone rings. I didn't go and look for work. I didn't go and audition. You guys had a meeting. You want to do this movie? You want to do the Black Panther? You have a meeting. You decide the only actor that will play this role is John Kani. Who is his agent? Let's find him. So I'm already at an advantage position because you're asking me to be in your production. So in that way, yes, you're right. It didn't take me. From 1965 to 1975, I was like finding work, doing, accepting, allowing myself to be exploited, being given nothing sometimes because we're doing it for the love of the arts. Producers that say, this is a small project, you know, it's a small budgeting, but if it's successful, we'll do a major project, and when we have that, we will come back to you, John Kani. They get the major project, they get the money, and they cast an American. They've forgotten me that I introduced them and the particular idea and project. So I got back to myself. After winning the Tony Award on Broadway, I knew now, as my agent said to me, now we're working with a property, a brand. We're working you as CEO. We're going to use you to make money. For me, the agent, and you too.
You've accomplished so much already, Ntate Kani, and you aren't showing any signs of slowing down. What keeps you going?
The love of the arts and the love of my people. I always believe that we artists are like a reflection of our own society. When things go right, we celebrate with musicals and great paintings and arts and dance. When things go wrong, the artists are the first to react, like a thermometer that measures the temperature of the nation. When government starts to wobble, we speak up quickly by telling those stories. So one has this incredible feeling that I'm doing a service to my community. I'm in a noble call and a profession. But please never forget you're in business. Please, you are in business. You have to price your worth to be able to survive. So that's very important. So I'm always like, okay, what's next? But sometimes I don't even want to say what's next, because I know from now on that there's work waiting until 2023.
In the past year, of course, you and I have had a conversation marking the passing of somebody who you had a very close relationship with, Kunene Lee. How do you think that she would feel about this?
Oh, Kunene would have been pulling her hair. She really wanted to initiate things. She wanted to be part, hands-on. And as an agent, as a person casting within the industry, she would be saying, we have to see the minister, John. We have to see the president. That they have to have a plan, John. That they can't just leave us like that. We are also an industry. You can't say, when this new normal is present, and that COVID-19, everybody's been vaccinated. We're moving now into rebuilding our country, our economy. The arts, the creative industry must be part of that plan. When the President, Cyril Ramaphosa, makes the State of the Nation's address, he has to tell me what is in store for the arts. He has to, in his speech, he must say there's another $1 billion rand going into restarting, rebooting the arts and creative industries. We need that. Our minister works very hard, but he's limited with the kind of allocation where more money will go to health, will go to education, will go to this, sometimes it goes to defense. I don't know whether we're at war. Why the hell do we need money for the defense? We're not at war, but we have to maintain the strength of the country. So those are important things that Kunene and I, and Patrick Shai, and Owen Sejake, and a lot of people, Rapulana Sepimo, Kenneth Nkosi, these are young people about who I'm so excited that they are in the industry. One has this feeling that sooner or later I'm going to say, Rapulan, take the baton, I'm behind you. And that you feel that great excitement within the arts. And I love to applaud the works of other people because it leaves me a little happy, you know, a little enriched. And especially when they say, thank you, Baba.
Well, thank you, Baba, for coming on to the show tonight. John Kani there, absolutely incredible accomplishment that he has received. As you heard, the top 10, it's among the top 10 plays named by the RSC. So really, really big accomplishment there. Kunene and Kings. Hopefully, it'll be back on circuit after COVID-19. We hope so. All right, that's where we leave it for now. Kola Njinga is standing by. He'll have a final look at your sport. Kola?